Hey tribe friends, it's Sara here. I wanted to come on and post a video, like a little tutorial on Sun Salutation A and Vinyasa. I'm going to post a couple of Vinyasa flows on our cool new YouTube channel, and I thought it would be a great idea to kind of have a refresher on what the Vinyasa should look like, what it could look like, and how that comes from the Sun Salutation A, which is from the original Ashtanga primary series. So just a little quick video just to kind of help. Sometimes, you might think, am I doing this right? I don't know. Where could I change this up? This doesn't feel great. So let's get to it. Grab your mat. You might need a block if you like to have one when you're in forward folds, but it's going to be quick, so you might not either. I'll step back here with our handy dandy microphone. And Sun Salutation A starts in Tadasana mountain pose. I'll face you at first, but then I'll come to the side. So traditional mountain pose, your big toes are together, heels are separated slightly. If that doesn't feel good on your body, maybe your feet are completely apart a little bit. Lift up your toes, look down at them, separate them back down to the mat. Make all four corners really rooted onto the earth. Lift up through your thighs, lift up through your belly, shoulders roll down your back. Good, the crown of your head is coming up towards the sky. Your chin is ever so slightly tucked. You start by inhaling, arms will sweep up overhead, palms will touch. Normally your gaze follows, your drishtis, your thumbs. And then exhale, hands at heart or the full swan dive, forward fold. You could bend your knees as you fold forward. Head is heavy, hands come to the mat or to your block. Inhale, halfway lift, the flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands could come to your shins, or they could come to the block or the mat on your little tips of your fingers. Notice if you're shifting a lot of weight into your heels and you're leaning back, try to balance those four corners of your feet shifting forward, puffing out your chest a little bit, lifting up through your belly, that Uddiyana Bandha. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step one foot back and then the other, and try to switch up which foot comes back first, just to balance it out. You're in your high plank. Think about your belly being strong, shoulders coming down into their sockets, little micro bend in your elbows. You're going to lower down. The full Chaturanga Dandasana is the full high to low plank. You're going to shift forward a little bit into your toes and then lower down. Elbows will come in towards your ribs, but you're not going to go any further than halfway. You don't want to dip further than that with your shoulders. From here, flip your toes, come up through upward facing dog. Think about less of a crunch in your lower back and more of a lifting through your chest, kind of puffing out through your heart. You could drop your knees and exhale, shift back, tuck your toes, and coming into downward facing dog that way. The other option would be to come from upward facing dog and use your core to lift up your hips, then tuck your toes and find your downward facing dog. Then you inhale, look forward. You could step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale back into your halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, and then exhale, fold, Uttanasana. And then inhale, roll it all the way back up. Arms will come up overhead, palms will touch, and then exhale, hands back through heart center. And that's the full Sun Salutation. We'll start again, we'll do it one more time, and we'll add in a couple modifications during the Vinyasa part. So, start back at the top of your mat, set up your mountain pose. Inhale, arms sweep up, palms touch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step the other foot back first this time, find your high plank. You could come down to your knees for this one, lowering all the way down, chest to the mat. Inhale could be a little baby cobra to where you don't have any weight in your hands. And then exhale, press into your hands, come back up through tabletop, maybe to child's pose. And then all the way up to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, roll it up slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Arms come all the way up, look up. Exhale, hands back through to heart center. So that's a second option. Let's talk about the Vinyasa piece real quick, because that's a big part of the Sun Salutation. Normally in our classes, we'll be coming into a vinyasa in the middle of a flow, moving from one flow to the next, just as a transition. So you could come into it from downward facing dog. You'd be rolling out into your high plank. You'd exhale lower on your knees or not. Inhale for the cobra or the upward facing dog. And exhaling back to your downward facing dog. So that part of the sun salutation is the vinyasa. One last way you could do the vinyasa that's a little easier on your core, your back. It's great if you're doing some prenatal yoga, if you got a little baby in your belly. You could start to roll out to your high plank, but come to your knees. And from here, you could just make it a little push-up, coming down halfway and lifting back up. And then exhaling all the way back to downward facing dog. And that'll keep you in the same counts as everybody else who's doing the vinyasa, so that you still get a little bit of work for your shoulders, but not as much in your core and your back. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. And stay tuned for another little video from me on our Fun Tribe YouTube channel. Thanks, guys.